our special contributor, Gary Neville, is ahead of that derby, which we'll talk about in just a minute, Gary. But let's talk about what happened yesterday, because it affects the North London derby. And let's start with Liverpool, a team that at the beginning of this season, so many people were like, well, they've bought all these amazing players, so they might as well not play the season because Liverpool are going to win by a country mile. And yet here we are, Virgil van Dijk calling them a mess, Arne Slot saying I have to take all the responsibility. They're sitting in 11th. What on earth is going on?
It is a mess. I think that you can obviously have a natural dip after such an incredible season last year. Everyone thought it was going to be an inevitability that Liverpool would be right up there this season, and most had them as favourites for the title. But you can have a dip, but you can't go into this sort of level of performances where you say 60 feet in 7. I think when it gets to this point and you're losing that many matches, you have to strip it right back. You have to go right back to the foundations of the house. And for me, that means Arne Slot looking at himself and what the selection looks like. I think they have to create a more solid midfield. They have to create a more solid back four. I said a few weeks ago about playing Joe Gomez at right back and being more solid and just almost in some ways changing your philosophy for a period of time. And from an individual player, I always think if you're struggling in your form and you're struggling to hit the levels of performances, it's what you're doing, mentally, physically, how you're resting, how you're eating. You have to turn everything up a notch. You have to go back to the very basics of how you became a football player, because they have to look at that quickly. They have to do something and intervene, because it's a real problem for them. And look, I love Arne Slot. I think Liverpool are still only a few points off Champions League places, but this could go south very quickly if they don't reverse it.
It was also a really bad day, Gary, yesterday for Manchester City, who went to St James's Park and lost to Newcastle United. Talk about open at the back. City, maybe is that their one weakness that might prevent them going on to win this title this season? Their back line, Gary.
Yeah, I just think when you look at that City back four, and you think of sort of Nunez at right back, who obviously was bought as a midfield player, and then obviously one of the young players at left back sometimes, you just think you've got a chance. They give you encouragement, and if you go to St James's Park, they're an experienced midfield. They've got good forward players who are going to cause you a problem in a great atmosphere. They're going to come unstuck in matches like that. They'll still pick up a lot of points this season, City, but they're not at the levels of consistency or reliability of this Arsenal team that we're going to watch this afternoon.
And also, in terms of Arsenal this afternoon without Gabriel, their strength and depth at the back now is something much more solid, something that Arteta can now call on in Capier, Mosquera, Calafiori if he's fit. Is that how you see it today?
Yeah, no excuses. We heard for a number of years now, no Saka last season, no Saliba a few seasons ago. Enough's enough now. You spent hundreds of millions. You've had 3 or 4 years of having a go at this. The others have fallen away and aren't at the level that they were. It's no excuse time for Mikel Arteta, these Arsenal fans, for the media, for anybody. I know there's no Gabriel, but they have to expect they're going to pick up injuries during a season. Mosquera has been outstanding when he's come in over the last sort of few months, and he's been a brilliant partner for whoever he's played alongside. And today, go and get the clean sheet without Gabriel. Don't let that no Gabriel narrative start to sort of, if you like, creep forward into your psyche and mentality. There's no one's going to listen to it.
And just quickly and finally, how do you see it going? Because Tottenham do have the best away form in English football right now.
I think Tottenham will cause them some problems, but I think Arsenal will just edge it. I think it'll be 2-1.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.